Hi.
Hey.
We will wait a couple minutes for everyone to get in here, especially because all the live comments are always a little delayed. So it takes a second for everyone to say hello. But in the meantime, welcome back. And our guest host today is Beth from Beth and the Books. Say hi. Do you want to introduce yourself?
My name is Beth, and my channel name is Beth and the Books, and I started about a year ago, and I also have an Instagram, the same name, and I am born and raised in the South, and I have a little boy, and he's 5. I don't really know what else to say. I mostly like thrillers and historical fiction, and I don't know. Just mostly those genres.
Hey, cool. We're super happy to have you here. And I know Kendra has the physical book if you want to show what we're going to be talking about.
I was wondering how long it was, because I think the audiobook, I listened to it on the audiobook, it was like almost 11 hours.
It's 360, 300 and
pretty standard
pages.
I don't know why the audiobook was that long then, because I feel like sometimes you get them that are under 10 hours.
I think it's pretty standard. Sometimes thrillers at like 300 something pages, they're like 12, 13-hour audiobooks.
So.
Did you listen to it through Kindle Unlimited? Because I think it had a free audio through there.
It did. I didn't read any of it. I listened to the whole thing on 2 times speed. So except for right at the very end, I did 2.5 just to try to. Oh, hey.
There's Muffin. She looks like she's gotten bigger since you got her.
She is huge. She only weighed 13 pounds when I got her. Now she's 20.
Oh my goodness. What kind of dog is that?
It's a
poodle Shih Tzu?
She's a Shih Tzu, yeah. So she's like, gonna have to probably go on a diet.
She likes her doggy treats too much.
Yeah. and like human food, which I shouldn't feed her, but I do anyway.
Oh, that's bad.
I know, bad.
Does she beg at the table?
Bad. Yeah.
You're teaching that.
I know. She didn't do that when I got her.
Oh, that's so funny. That's going to be a habit. It's hard to break. And then Liam's going to see you do it. So Liam's going to feed her at the table. If he doesn't like his vegetables, just here.
Just give her that, yeah. The other day I made like some green beans for Mother's Day, and they were like frozen because somebody had given them to me, and I had like snapped them or whatever. And so I was like, okay. And one of the frozen ones fell on the floor and she ate it. And I was like, that's disgusting. You're eating a frozen drink. You'll eat anything.
Not picky.
No.
Well, I think we can start talking about the book a little bit. What do you guys think? Well, we can go over, I know we said privately what we rated it, but we can go over again what we rated it. I gave it 2.5 stars.
I'm going to go with 2 stars.
And I'm the outlier. I gave it 3.5. So I gave it
like somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
I was expecting definitely like historical with a bit of a romance, and that's definitely what we got from this book. Mm-hmm. But I actually felt like the romance was more of the story than the historical.
Yeah.
I don't know. It felt like primarily a romance. But I was expecting more like action, maybe.
Yeah, maybe so. I felt like part of the action was so rushed.
Yeah, like in the beginning.
Yeah,
like what do you call that? The prologue?
Yeah, the prologue. I was gonna say the prologue. Like you read that and you're like, "What the heck? I don't understand."
I was super confused.
Yeah, I was
confused.
And then I was like halfway through, and I'm like, "Why isn't anything talking about this prologue yet?" And then it finally,
Gosh, I don't even really remember what it was. What the prologue was, I don't remember.
It was just the whole incident with the family.
Yeah, like where the Native Americans.
That didn't come in until
a while.
Yeah,
like
almost the end.
Yeah,
a while. It took a while for that to come in. So I was like kind of interested like to see what happened, even though I was like super confused. But just the pacing of this book was just like so slow. It was like so slow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, okay, so when I was reading it, like in the beginning, like I was like physically reading it, and I just did not feel like the writing flowed at all. Like it just felt off.
It
I
was
don't know.
written very in a dated way.
Maybe she was like, you know, it was like what, 18 something, 1850 something.
Yeah, I think
Maybe
so.
that's how they communicated. I
Yeah, I don't see. I feel
don't
like
know.
I don't know if I would have been able to like say a lot of those words and you know, if I hadn't have listened to it, because I feel like some of that stuff would have been kind of difficult to understand what they were even talking about. Because you're like,
Yeah,
what
when
is
they were
it?
like taught in like the native languages.
Right, right.
Yeah, yeah.
I had a hard time with how I felt like everything was so emotionless. Like the way that it was like stated, I just felt like no emotion with things. Like it was just weirdly stated. Like for instance, I think the hero's name is John.
John.
John. He was talking about how his, you know, he had the mother that dropped him off with the birth father, and he was raised by the birth father's wife, and they have kids together. And like you can't tell based on what he's saying, do they have an amicable, like loving relationship? Does she just tolerate him? I had a really hard time like telling like what was going on
Yeah, I don't really know either.
with their relationship.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I was just gonna ask what Nicole thought, and she said she DNF'd at page 20.
Hi, Nicole. Hi, Chloe. Yeah,
Hey.
I probably would have DNF'd it as well if it wasn't for the
Yeah.
live show, because I didn't want to just like come and be like, yeah, I DNF'd it, because that means you have nothing to
Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to push through if it's like for something specific.
Yeah. So I don't blame you, Nicole, for DNFing it, because I know you had a few hit or miss books like this month, so that might have put you in a slump if you had tried to finish it.
I'm for sure not reading the rest of the month.
She said that she was nervous that like the author wasn't portraying John in an appropriate way or a stereotypical way because of his background. So at the end, there's an author's note where she actually has, I guess, family that is Native American. I think her husband's family.
Yeah.
And so
he was like was her husband's like 5 times grandfather or whatever it was she said.
5 times great grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Which was a real guy.
So she probably got some like accurate information, but I just, the writing was just so hard, like to get into like understanding the characters. I feel like we never saw them deep enough. Like for instance, the main character, the girl, what was her name? Naomi.
Yeah.
She was a widow. She had like a husband who died of sedentary or something.
Yeah, but never really like talked.
Never really talked about. You don't even know if
like
she ever loved him. Like, yeah, did
like,
she love him?
Oh, he died. Whatever.
I never got used to being a wife.
They were friends. They were friends before, and then he really liked her, but she was like, he likes me, so I might as well just be with him. I think that was how the relationship
was. Maybe back in the day, because I think I remember them saying something about, marriages have been about somebody else. Marriages have been built on less. And I mean, that's probably fairly common back then. Like, if he can take care of me, then I'll just marry him, whatever. You know, it's not
right.
It wasn't probably always a lot of love that they had to have.
Yeah, that's what I feel like that's probably true. I just wish I had heard a little, like, if the biggest part, like I remember the blurb, it said something about her being a widow or something. So I feel like if you're going to put that in the blurb, like make that more of an aspect. Don't just like throw it in there.
And be like, oh, widow, whatever. Yeah, I felt like that's kind of how she sounded about it when they would discuss
and I wanted to hear more about like their journey on the trail, like a little better. I felt like it just kind of breezed over them being on the trail and like their day to day. I wanted to hear a little bit more about the finite details, like to feel like I was there, to imagine what they looked like, to imagine what they're doing, because I wasn't from that time. Like, of course, contemporary, like you don't need all those finite details because you're from the 21st century. But I don't know about them.
See, I feel like I could kind of feel like how, like every time I would read about a part where they were talking about going along on the journey or whatever, I would always be like, oh, I just feel like dusty and like I need to take a shower. I don't know. I just could feel, I don't know. Maybe it was them reading it to me I don't know.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like I do think the one thing that was accurate was I know that probably on the trail everything is so slow, so that when I was reading it, it just felt slow, and that probably is accurate to like the time to everything
Yeah.
feeling slow.
Yeah.
I don't know. What about you guys?
I think I wanted more background on the Native Americans. I think that would have been more interesting instead of just throwing you in about the different
Cultures and the
yeah.
clashing tribes and things.
Yeah, like
It
why
wasn't
did
really
they
explained
clash?
that well.
Like, yeah, like I wanted more of that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it needed to be about one or the other, maybe, because
Right. The
so you
relationship.
get more of like an in-depth
Yeah.
of what is going on instead of, you have two different things and then there just wasn't any, I don't know, it just didn't flow at all together. And I felt like, even at the author's note when, it's like her relatives and I feel like she knows the story.
Yeah.
But she just didn't write it very well. I don't know.
This is the same author that y'all read that book. We were all going to read it, and then I DNF'd it.
What the wind knows.
Okay, yeah.
What the wind knows, yeah.
Really good at the end. I was like, no, I believe you.
Yeah, the ending was good, but honestly, the rest of it was pretty similar to this in the fact that it was very slow, and that one was super heavy in the Irish history. Right. So it was like super, yeah, it was very, and what was interesting about that is it did have that time traveling element. So it had that like kind of like different element to it, and that this one just didn't have. This one was way more just like straightforward.
Yeah, and I think I agree with both you guys. It just wasn't emotional enough at all. Like I didn't connect with the characters at all.
I did think the ending was going to go differently the whole time. Like
how did you think it was going to go?
I don't know. Are we going to talk about the spoilers or?
I mean, I feel like if someone was in here who had read it, they probably would have said so. So
I thought she was going to be pregnant when she got kidnapped. I thought that's why, or whatever, taken. I thought that's why it kept mentioning different things. I was like, oh, like she didn't get pregnant with her husband when they got married, and that's why it was mentioning it. And then I thought she was going to get. That's what I thought was going to happen.
She should have gotten pregnant if they were going to put that in there. To be honest,
I know. I was so confused as to why that was in there, and the ending was just like, oh, well, she's not. Okay. Well,
and then she was trying to like justify to her husband that they did this to me and I'm so bad because I didn't fight them. And I'm like, why did you just add this in here? Like at the ending, I feel like that was like kind of a weird place to add it in. And like, that's like a very serious thing. And I feel like they didn't spend enough time on that.
I would say the ones that haven't read this, we're talking about a rape scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was very unnecessary.
Yeah.
I also feel like, oh, what were you going to say?
No, go ahead. No, that's, I agree.
I was going to say about some of the other scenes that are also more intense. Like she was talking about her family being scalped and things. And I feel like it was just like, I wish we had either seen it firsthand in the book, like to get the full impact.
I really didn't even think that was what they were talking about. And then I connected it later and was like, oh, that's what they're talking about.
Yeah, we never saw it. She just spoke about it after the fact and secondhand, like, oh, they scalped my family, yada yada. And I'm like, what? And also, what happened to the brothers that lived? What happened to them?
They like took care. They went on and like she talked about them being like
they took them in
or whatever. Like they got bigger and
they took them in.
Out there. Yeah, they were like there.
Everything was just like so weirdly paced and timed to me.
I was more interested in her relationship, like with her mother and
the baby.
That whole thing than I really was with
her and John. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Chloe said that she didn't read the book this month, and it sounds like it was a good thing. Yeah. Oh, it's okay, Chloe. She says she's a little busy with the kids, so that's okay. And you didn't read it, so I totally understand. Yeah. It probably for the best. I mean, you enjoyed it enough, Beth, but it doesn't sound like it was like
when I talked about earlier today, I hadn't finished the ending, and I felt like I was like, oh, this will probably be like 4 stars. but that was before all that came, you know, about with her just randomly telling him and finding out before, you know, that she wasn't pregnant. And it just kind of felt like just kind of thrown together at the very end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Nicole said she didn't have to run 20 pages, but she said that when she was reading it, like the writing came off really amateur and not like a seasoned writer. I would definitely agree. I feel like there's other authors that could have written this story like probably better, like who write other historicals that we enjoy more or something. Like maybe it's just Amy Harmon's writing with. I've read 3 of her books. I really liked one, and then the other 2 I was like, they're okay. The historicals I read. So
what was the other one? It was just straight romance, or
Making Faces. I hated that.
It was like a romance contemporary.
I didn't realize that was the same person. I don't know why.
It's a Beauty and the Beast retelling, I think.
Yeah. She writes a lot of different genres, like across the board.
Fantasy, you said. She writes fantasy.
Fantasy too.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she writes a whole bunch of different stuff, and I never read her fantasy, but
yeah,
it was definitely something different for a historical fiction, because I've not, you know, I like World War II, and
me too.
And I still, like, after this, I was like, okay, well, this was interesting in some ways because you got a little glimpse of like something different, but I still think I like World War II the best.
I do too.
Yeah. Or if it's not wartime, I prefer like more modern historical fiction, like the 60s or something like that. So like Summer of 69 by Hildebrand, like that reads like a contemporary, but it's set in the past. Like stuff like that I really like. I think I just need it to be at least the 20th century, like the 1900s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a little maybe too old. Because I'm not a really big fan of like World War One.
I like some.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe if there was like actual more history involved and you actually learn something, I felt like I didn't learn anything at all. Huh. Like it literally felt like I was playing Oregon Trail when I was in 5th grade. You're on a wagon and you go across a river, you get cholera.
Yeah.
I mean,
you interact with some Indians.
Yeah. You kill a bunch of buffalo for your food.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, you got killed.
Yeah. I was like, that's all.
I don't know. And then like
really dated.
And why did they stay in that like where they were with his sister or something? Why did they stay there for so long? Like waiting for Wolf to go with them?
Yeah. And I was like, but he already I feel like she was waiting for him to stop nursing in her head, Naomi. Yeah. But I was thinking to myself, like, I thought that was like a settled thing. Like he went with them because of a brother for a brother or whatever. And I was like, I don't understand how you think you're like going to get him back. Did they get him back?
No, he died.
Oh, he died.
He died?
Yeah.
I missed that.
He died.
It just kind of, it really swept over that. I didn't understand what they were talking about because it said like the mother's footsteps. So he died.
Let's see if I can find it. Wow. But yeah, he was sick. He had like a fever or whatever, and he didn't get better.
Wow. Well, it's depressing, so it makes the whole book kind of pointless.
Yeah, they like stayed around and waited for nothing. Like her whole family was just
so they could have had 2 different outcomes. She could have gotten pregnant by that Native American.
Did she ever even have a baby? I think maybe so.
I don't know. Or she could have gotten Wolf back.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of hoping. Either one of those were going to be the.
But nothing. It was.
I just totally missed that he died. Anyway.
Yeah, so Nicole, you're right. The mom died in the prologue, and then Naomi and the son got captured by a tribe of Indians. And basically, one of the tribe's women, I think, nursed Wolf because Naomi is the brother. That's her brother. So they ended up saying, we're keeping the baby because you can't nurse him. You're not the mother. So we're going to keep him and we're going to be he's ours now. It's basically how it was, is what she was kind of asking. But yeah, I guess that we never got explained exactly who, but I'm guessing just one of the tribeswomen.
Yeah.
who already had a baby.
I think her baby had died.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. And that's probably
Something.
why she could produce milk.
I mean,
I guess.
but I feel like your milk dries up pretty quick after you stop nursing. It's like on demand.
Yeah.
At least that's what I've heard. I didn't nurse, so I can't really, like, I just remember it drying up pretty quickly. So
I nursed Liam for like 4 months, and then I just like stopped when we moved. And I think it just took maybe like a couple of days, I guess.
yeah, so who knows how long before the lady's baby died.
Yeah, it didn't really say, so I don't know.
I wanted a little bit more of what was the conflict between the two different Indian tribes, Native American tribes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know. We didn't get any background at all whatsoever. Nothing.
Yeah, because I really wanted to know why was one tribe so into scalping and so like aggressive, because I feel like that portrays Native Americans poorly, because everyone thinks that, I feel like it's such an incorrect portrayal to think that all Native Americans were severe like that and did all those things, but that's not true. Like there's so many different types of people among Native Americans, just like there's so many different types of people among like us too. I feel like that makes them go into the stereotype of savage, Well,
and I feel like if you're just there and somebody's like coming to take your land, I mean, you might do that. I mean, you're trying to like protect your.
But if they were just on the trail, I think the reason that tribe maybe attacked that wagon on the trail, because I think one of the brothers said that he accidentally killed one of them.
Okay, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he accidentally killed one of them.
Because they did say something about they
felt guilty.
Well, and they would try not to attack the settlers because they didn't want them to come and attack them. It was just like they tried to just like keep peace, and that's what I think that's what one of the things that they said. So
yeah, it was all just a little confusing. I felt like, considering how simplistic the writing was, I felt like I was really confused.
Especially I didn't even know that he died. I'm like, oh, did you get him? I was just like, why don't you just come out and say he died? Why are you having to say that?
The euphemism.
The mother, just thrown in there.
I'm still trying to find it.
Did you go to the bathroom, Avery? Sorry, Avery wants to say hi.
Ooh. Hi.
Say hello. Okay.
Bye.
Like, I don't want to do this.
She pointed to her diaper and said "Popo." That probably means she went number 2.
Oh. Okay.
She can't say poo poo, so she goes pow pow.
Pow pow.
She knows pee pee pretty good. Yeah.
At least you're getting her all trained up before.
Oh, she's not potty trained yet. I'm waiting until she can actually tell me before she's done it.
Yeah.
Because if she tells me after the fact, well, that doesn't help me.
You still got to change her.
Still got to change her. So I feel like I'm going to wait till she vocally can say, I have to go. So I think that's around 3.
I think
she's
they would
turning 2 next month.
Yeah, that's really early. They would take Liam, I think, at daycare every like 15 minutes and tell him to go. I don't know. I didn't know what to do with that.
The potty training?
Yeah, they just told me and I was like, okay, I'll do it, whatever.
So they just like did it for you at the
daycare? Within like a day or 2 he was like doing
nice
the deed on the toilet.
Yeah, and that's what she said. We would do like 15 minutes, and then if he wouldn't go, you would set the timer and do another. Set it for 50 minutes. Yeah, I think that was what it was. I think. I don't know. It's been several years ago.
I'm not looking forward to that.
Yeah. I was really nervous about potty training because I was like, this is just way out of my wheelhouse. I have no idea what we're doing here.
I feel the same way. So I'm postponing it till not now. I'm about to have a new baby. I'm like,
you're like, whatever. Just change one diaper, I'll change the other ones. No big deal.
Oh yeah. Oh well, I'm a little bummed we have to buy a whole second diaper pail, so that kind of sucks. And we want to get the same type that we already have because they require the same bags. So that there's like $65 for a diaper pail for a whole new one. Yeah, Because I'm not going to just have one in the middle of my hall. I want to have one in each of their rooms.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh. Babies are lovely.
Mm-hmm.
But back to the book. I'm bummed it wasn't like I had such high hopes. I was so bummed.
You were just wanting to go out the Oregon Trail, and I was thinking like I'd have just stayed in wherever they were, Missouri or whatever, and just lived there. I would have never, that's just not, I'm not adventurous like that. Like, let's just set out and trek across the whole United States.
I wanted to know a little bit more about the family's backstory, like what their plan was and what they were going to do when they
Wasn't that
got.
where they live, like Missouri or somewhere?
I found it. I found the part where he dies. I knew I'd find it. So
baby.
it says, let her say goodbye. Like basically saying, let face woman hold her brother so she can say goodbye.
I thought it just meant saying goodbye, like her leaving the area.
I didn't know.
Well, okay, so here's the last little sentence. It says, Wolf's eyes fix on her face and his rosebud lips turn up in a hint of a smile. Then his lids close, his breath rattles, and he softly slips away.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure.
Well, it was probably because it was on 2.5. I was at 2.5 speed by this point, so I was just like, let's just get it over with.
Yep, page 327.
So that completely went over my head because at that point I was definitely skim reading.
Yeah.
When did you finish it, Shelby?
Over a week ago.
Oh, okay.
I think it was like a week and a half ago.
Oh, yeah. I can see
the details are a little fuzzy for me.
Yeah.
Just because it wasn't one that like super stood out to me. Like it's even hard for me to remember names of people in books I love and like hard details in books I love, but like books that I really didn't enjoy, like beats me. My brain's like, oh, that's useless information. It just poof. Exactly. But yeah, I'm a little bummed that we didn't love the book. I mean, you enjoyed it still, so that's at least a positive.
I enjoyed certain parts of it. Yeah, the ending, it made it go down for me, but I did. I was fine. I mean, but like I said, I didn't read it either. I listened to it.
Right.
So
maybe that upped the enjoyment because I read it on my Kindle,
and I was doing that paint by numbers thing, so it was just kind of like, oh, I'm just doing this
passive, like passive listening. Yeah.
I read like the first 70 pages and then I listened to the audiobook the rest of the way, or I would never have gotten through it.
I didn't know you listened to the audio. I thought you read most of it.
I was very excited when I saw it had the audio because I feel like I'm just such a slow.
It's hard for me to
focus.
You aren't you giving away your copy?
Yep. Well, I have 2 copies.
Well, everybody's gonna definitely want it now.
How'd you get 2 copies?
How did I end up getting? I don't know. I ended up getting 2 copies for whatever reason. But I
did the publisher send you one?
Yeah, I figured I could give one away, and then I'll just trade on it on the swap group.
They're like, love this so much. Does somebody want to read about the Oregon Trail?
That's why I'm glad. I just read it through Kindle Unlimited.
Yeah.
Because I've just been reading on my Kindle, as you guys know, I'd like never pick up a physical book anymore. So I just checked it out through Kindle Unlimited, and I didn't want to get a book that I would have to purchase. So I figured, if we either can pick one that I can get at the library or one that I could get off of Kindle Unlimited or something, like that's the best option for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got to start reading some of my physical books because I am just like, they're piling up. And I haven't been buying any books, but it's just like I need more places to put the ones that I do have. So I need to like.
Do you have the same shelves that you had?
Yeah, well, I got
really
another
pretty
one.
Shelves.
I got another shelf. I have another one. So I got another one.
So you already had 2.
Well, I had one and then I got another one. So now I have 2 in here and I'm still like stacking them on the floor and on the dresser.
Yeah, you need to read some so you can pass them along.
I know.
I haven't bought any like new books in a really, really long time, but I have like all these stacks of books I want to unhaul, but I had been waiting to take them to like Goodwill or something because everything was like closed, with the.
I'm so scared to buy like used books right now. I know that sounds weird, but like I'm just like Oh, I don't know. It feels like dirty.
I've been buying a lot of used baby clothes, but you can wash those and sanitize them, so that's a little bit different. Yeah, finally, like my favorite used baby store in town, like opened up, so that's nice.
Yeah.
And do you guys have Once Upon a Child there?
I don't know.
We do.
Yeah,
I would imagine you probably do too. If
Probably
we do
so.
over here.
It's like all over the country.
Okay.
Yeah, and they finally opened up, and like that's my favorite place to go get like used baby clothes. But I've also been shopping on the app called Mercari. Do you guys know that app?
I was gonna sell some stuff on there. Can't you do that? I think.
Yeah. I like it better than Poshmark because you set the shipping price versus Poshmark, I think, is a set price for the shipping. It's like $7 for shipping. So unless you're buying like a big bulk order of something, like every item costs like a lot, versus Mercari, like the seller can make it free or they can make it the exact shipping amount that it would cost.
And get Liam's. I have pretty much every single outfit he ever has worn. I was saving them because I was like, well, I might not want to have another baby. Well, I don't. And so I have like, I've sorted them out in like trash bags, like this size and this size. And I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I really kind of want to try to sell them because they're still in good.
You should look to see if you have a Once Upon a Child, but they don't give you good money for them.
Yeah.
If you
like
have
I was
any,
thinking like Facebook.
If you have any like zipper
Facebook Marketplace, people will buy anything.
If you have like zipper sleepers, if you show me what you have, I might
buy
some of them.
I need to get the other stuff out of the attic and like his baby stuff because I've got like bigger, like toddler-y kind of clothes they're actually in the hall right now.
Trying to sell those ones and stuff. Yeah, I've been buying a lot of like used baby clothes because it just costs like it's way more cost effective if you buy than used.
Yeah, I can see that. So yeah, that's why I wanted to.
Yeah, Nicole's saying she has all of Sydney's clothes too. I have a lot of Avery's clothes. I've gone through them twice.
I put them in those like compression bags.
I did that recently.
I started doing that, and then I was like, I'm running out of like places to. So I started putting them in those like big zippered IKEA thing, like the big blue bags.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about, the wardrobe bags.
Yeah. So I'm just like, I got to do something.
Yeah, I've gone through, I think Avery's like twice, and now I put them in the vacuum sealed. So I went through them once and I like gave clothes away, and then I went through them again and I gave some to a friend of mine who has like a 9-month-old baby. So I gave her like some bigger stuff, and
yeah.
I'm trying to get rid of some things that Avery didn't really use as a baby, like gear that's girl, because I'm about to have a boy. So I'm like, why did everyone give me things that were like gendered? Because like
I got
gear,
all,
because
like,
now I can't reuse it
stuff because I was like thinking, oh, I might want to, use it again.
Someone gave me like a baby bouncer, and it was like pink, like carnation pink, and I'm like, okay, well, like Avery hated it. She only used it like twice.
Like, what am I gonna do with this?
What am I gonna do with it? Because like Grayson's not gonna use it. It's like carnation pink.
Yep.
Chloe says they also do the vacuum bags, but they're all out for she just had her second baby like a couple of weeks ago, and she had another girl, so she's lucky and gets to use all her stuff.
One of my good friends just had her second one.
Is it the same friend that had the first?
Yes, her first one is like really close with age with Avery.
And then now her second one too.
Yeah, and it's a girl, so she has everything for.
Oh, 2 girls. Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Nicole was saying she tried to get everything like neutral. We got a lot of neutral like gear. There was a few items that were gendered, and those things, it's like can't really reuse them. Yeah, but luckily most of the things were neutral.
I do think I'm gonna go through all his stuff and pull out all the stuff that I really like want to keep. And I think I'm gonna, I've been doing some sewing lately. I think I'm gonna make like a big quilt.
Yeah, you've been like good at those.
With like his baby. Like I've actually seen one where like they actually sew the whole like shirt, and they're all just kind of like pieced on there. So I was like, I might do that.
That'd be cute. Yeah. Or you can make like a little keepsake box for him that you save, and then when he gets older, like you can give it to him, like put his favorite stuffed animal, like if he has a like a blanket, like you can put a few different things in there.
Yeah. But I think I'm gonna do that probably and save at least some of the stuff that maybe like some of this random stuff that has like his name on it or whatever.
I can't sew for crap.
The monogramming. If he was a girl, he'd have everything monogrammed because you know how they are.
Did you do it yourself?
No, I never put him in anything like that. I was always like wanted him to have like, I didn't like do like the little, I don't know. I feel like people in the South try to.
They're big into monogramming.
Like, is this a boy or a girl? I'm not sure. Like
Southern people are really into monogramming.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If he was a girl, I wouldn't be able to reuse any of it because everything would have his name on it.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I have a lot of plain onesies that somehow like I acquired, like people gave me or something, like white ones, and I considered like getting some, like people here on base, like wives, they have like crickets and stuff, and some of them like do like, the little designs. Like I wouldn't get a monogram or anything, but sometimes they do like little cute things, like I don't know, little funny phrases or but I'm like not huge into like baby clothes with phrases on them.
Yeah.
And it has to be like really particular.
Initial monogram on there.
Yeah, I don't know what I would do. So I'm like, do I really want to pay like a lot of money to have someone monograms? Like not monogram, but like use their cricket on it.
Oh yeah.
Nicole says she loves monogram for her stuff, but not for babies. And then they grow out of it so fast that it becomes like really expensive. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like if I like paid someone to like do something, like I feel like it would cost like a lot of money just for one onesie. When you could get 10 for $10 at Once Upon a Child. Like,
it's raining here.
It's raining there? Oh man, it's super sunny here. It was over 100 degrees today. Let's see what temperature it is now. It's still 90 degrees and it's past 5:30. It's our high today was like in the high 90s, I think. Yeah.
Are you guys getting that dust storm thingy, Beth?
I don't think we've gotten it yet.
Yeah, I think we're supposed to see it like in a couple days.
Yeah. I don't know when it'll come through here. We've had so much rain, so I feel like it's probably washing it away as quick as it comes in, if it is.
Yeah. Just so weird that we're getting that. Did you hear about that, Shelby?
No.
The East Coast, we're getting the Sahara Desert like dust storm.
Yeah, it's like blowing from
the Sahara Desert.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. We're all getting it on the East Coast over here.
What else is 2020 gonna have?
I know, right?
That's so strange.
Weird, right?
Why is it only happening there?
Because it's like making like a circle.
Oh, okay. I don't really understand how weather works that well, so.
But supposedly we'll have like really good sunsets and sunrises. So
definitely won't see those sunrises, but maybe the sunsets.
Yeah. Like California, y'all get good ones. We don't get them over here.
Yeah.
Get good sunsets?
I feel like it's not as pretty.
Yeah, no.
No, we get really pretty ones.
Jealous.
But at least where I live, it's nice. But if you go down to like LA, not as much because it's really smoggy down in LA.
Oh, yeah.
But here, beautiful. Like, yeah, it's super pretty out here. But so I think we get a lot of planes just because, we live on base. So we get a lot of airplanes. But other than that, like, it's really pretty, like the sky and stuff. I like it out here. I like California. I'd be sad if I had to move, which I probably eventually will. I mean, if we're in the military, so
yeah,
we'll probably have to move eventually. A lot of people are like getting sent to Kansas right now.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, that make you peak because you're in Kansas, aren't you?
Chloe is.
Yeah, Chloe. Yeah. A lot of people are, because they're trying to retire my husband's jet. They've been saying it forever, but I think now they're seriously going to do it. And there's another jet that's it's already produced, but it's not ready to be used yet. It's still in testing, and the base that they're testing it at is in Kansas. Oh. So a lot of people are being taken off my husband's jet and being sent to Kansas to work on with that jet.
Well, funny story. My job, they want me to go to Kansas. So.
Oh, really?
Are you gonna move? Oh no.
Sorry, Chloe.
all your family is in Ohio.
I don't know if I can move to Tornado Alley.
Oh, we have
Yeah.
enough tornadoes as it
We
is,
get
and
enough
I
here.
just couldn't. They make
We
me
get
so
enough
nervous.
here. I don't need any more.
Yeah, I get so anxious about the weather like that.
Yeah, I'm not like super opposed to moving, but I don't like really want to move to somewhere with tornadoes.
Ooh.
Don't move to the East Coast then, or the Midwest.
Well, I'd
Yeah.
love to stay here.
Yeah.
The only other places I've thought like that I wouldn't mind moving is like Texas, maybe. But I don't know. I just feel like because
They get
Texas
tornadoes
isn't too. They get tornadoes too.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah.
Well, I'm not too happy about that.
Living in this, you'll be in the
You just
South.
didn't live in California because that's the only state that doesn't have crazy weather.
Yeah, you'll have just like
Yeah.
beautiful weather all the time.
Like it's really hot here.
It
But
gets
it's
hot
not
here too.
humid though.
It's not
Yeah,
humid. It's really
humid.
dry.
It's awful.
Yeah.
Actually, the weather here ruins my husband's skin. His face has turned into this like rashy mess from
Oh.
the dry air here. It's so dry that it's. I mean, Avery's eczema still is not better, and she's 2.
Oh yeah.
So
We talked about the eczema. Yeah.
we don't have any humidity here, which is good for my hair. But like, it's
Oh yeah, my hair's. Whew. When you get out there, it'll be just like. And your
Nicole. We
skin just
don't
feels so
get
sticky.
Nicole. We barely get earthquakes. She's like, earthquakes are better. We don't really get them. I mean, let me say that we haven't had a serious earthquake here my whole life. And in the past, like 10 years, I've probably only felt 3.
Good Lord, you better knock on wood.
Yeah.
They're not bad. They're not bad. And everything here is built in a way for earthquakes.
Oh yeah.
Where other places probably aren't. Yeah, so it's totally different. Like people think like there's always earthquakes here, and there's not. I think I felt 1 or 2 in this house, maybe 1. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. It's this pregnancy tiredness. I can't avoid it. I'm always yawning, and I took migraine medication earlier that makes you a little bit drowsy too. So, yeah.
Yeah. Liam still has Nicole. Liam still, he's 5.5, and this past winter, it still gets bad. Behind the backs of his like knees, it'll be like really red.
Avery's is bad in the elbow.
Mm-hmm. And he's had it since he was born.
I think Avery got it a few months after birth.
Yeah,
He's had it this whole
why
time.
does his skin feel like sandpaper?
Yeah, it gets like extra thick on the places.
Yeah.
That they have it, and we use like Aquaphor and stuff. We got this bath oil, Nicole,
that
you
powder
should try.
stuff I
did. I've tried it, but I also bought a bath oil from Mustela.
Oh, okay.
And I feel like it helps a lot, but it leaves a kind of an oily residue on your bathtub.
Yeah. Oh,
but I feel like it does moisturize her skin a lot, and it's for eczema. Let me see if I can find it. What it's called, so she can look it up. It has Stellatopia, Stellatopia bath oil for eczema prone skin with natural avocado oil.
Oh. Yeah, it probably does make it kind of filmy.
Yeah, but I was wondering like if I could also just put baby oil in the bath.
I don't know.
Because wouldn't that just do kind of the same thing?
Probably.
Yeah, because I have like a bottle of like, I don't know. I feel like that would work just the same.
I feel like it used to look worse when he was younger, but then he started really like saying this last time, it itches. And I felt bad.
Yeah, Avery scratches her elbows a little bit, and sometimes she'll make it. Yeah. She'll end up getting scratches on them.
Mm-hmm.
Because she used to get it really bad on her ankles.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for little babies that get eczema. It sucks.
Yeah, it must be like really common.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was like a thing until now. I hear all these people like, yeah, my baby has eczema, and then I talk to my neighbors, and their kid also has eczema.
Yeah,
It's weird. I
Interesting.
don't know. Are you guys reading anything right now?
Well, just finished this one up today. So
Do you have any plans for something else you want to read?
I don't know. I might start another audiobook while I finish painting that thing like this weekend since.
That's a really cool painting thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I got it it was only like $25 when it was normally like $60. It took forever to get here. It took like a month for it to get here.
Dang.
I think it came from like China or somewhere.
Oh, okay.
You can get just like generic paint by number on Amazon for like $15, $20.
Mhm.
But it won't be like,
Customized.
yeah. I like it so far. I'm gonna put it over my bed.
What do you think you're going to read next, Kendra?
I'm thinking either the new Candy Steiner book or the new Riley Sager book, Home Before Dark.
I have
I
that
think
too.
you
I need to
should,
read it.
instead of reading the new Candy Steiner, I think you should continue with the Becker Brothers series because I read the new Candy Steiner and it was not as good as like everyone said it was. And I talked to Nicole and she said the same thing. I know, Nicole, you gave it 4.5 stars, but like
No.
I'm struggling to even give it 4.
Oh.
Yeah, it wasn't as good as I
I
wanted.
only
it
read
to be.
one of hers so far. I don't lean towards romance.
Yeah.
I
Well,
always lean towards a thriller. Always.
Kendra, you
But I
know how
don't
they're relating her new book to like a love letter whiskey, like it was super angsty.
Yeah.
The angst level was almost non-existent. Like, so I don't know how it was compared. I'm like, the angst in a love letter to whiskey was almost unbearably angsty.
Yeah. I love that book though.
And it was nothing like that. And we only saw perspective of the heroine, not the hero.
That's sad.
So read the next book in the Becker Brothers series. Finish out that series before you move on to that. Just my recommendation.
I need to finish series anyway because I suck at it. So
yeah, and I really liked the next book in the series for Becker Brothers. So I think
wasn't the last one the best one?
No.
No. Which one's the best one?
Either 1, 2, or 3. 4, I think, was my least favorite.
No. Well, I have to read 3. That's where I'm at.
3 might have been my favorite. I don't think it was Nicole's, but yeah, I liked 3 a lot. I have to read Inappropriate by Vi Keeland. I have it out from the library. It's due in 3 days. I just looked on my phone to check like when it's due. And there's like 5 people waiting. So if I don't read it, then
they're just going to be gone.
Yeah, it's going to be gone. So I'm like, oh, shoot, I really need to read it. So I'll probably start it tonight and then try to read it.
Yes, there shouldn't be as many holds on ebooks and audiobooks because our library is back open here.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, ours is too, and I had to put like, I still have mine till midnight.
Mine till midnight.
Remember Lisa Claypaw's our March?
Ugh.
Because
oh my God, I still need to return my library books. I totally forgot about them. They're in my car.
I took mine back. I had a bunch. And then Liam had like so many when we went. And we had them all throughout the quarantine. And then
yes, so did we, because they wouldn't let, like, I went to go drop them off like before, and they're like, you can't drop anything off. I'm like, well, dang.
I don't want to get any right now either. Same as like the buying the used books. It's just like, let me just wait a little while.
Yeah, I want to drop off the library book. I had to extend my loan because they were due on like the 15th, and then I had to extend it because I guessed over, and I just like realized it was due that day because they extended it like 3 months. I had this book, this terrible ratty book that I hated on my shelf like for 3 months because of COVID. So
they extended it for a while. Yeah.
Well, I think ours actually, they told us that for the rest of the year they're not doing any fees whatsoever.
Oh, well, that's good.
I have no idea about my library if they're doing fees or not. That's good for yours.
I'm just not going to go right now.
Yeah. I'm not reading physical books anyway, so I don't really
honestly, if I knew it was like I was the first person, like it was something new and I was the first person, I would do it. But I'm a little bit of a germaphobe about things.
Yeah, I get that for sure. I think a lot of people are feeling like the same way.
I told y'all about that. This was before all that COVID stuff about the bed bugs in books.
Oh yeah, I don't think that's a thing, Beth.
I feel like it's a thing.
You freaked out.
I've asked the ladies at the library though about it after I told them about it, and they were like, "No, we've never seen anything like that." And I was like, "Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like it's a thing. I saw it on the internet."
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, because if you see it on the internet, it must be true.
It's true. Yeah. I was just like, oh, I was like scratching.
Totally true.
I don't think that's a thing. Thank God.
Do we want to announce our next book
That's what I
next
was going
month?
to ask Kelly.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
Chloe is our co-host, which is always booked. And we don't have a date and time yet for our live show.
I've read it. Oh,
And you liked it, right?
I loved it.
Yeah. And you gave me a copy, so I have the physical copy, and I can get it from the library like as an ebook. So I'm all set.
I did listen to it. I did. I loved it.
You loved it. So
yeah.
at least you can still come to the live show. I figured if you read it, like that's even better. So
in like a while, but yeah, I loved it.
Yeah. So I think it's a kind of a contemporary / why don't you read what it says on the inside, Kendra, or at least part of it?
Okay, it says, in a sleepy seaside town in Maine, recently widowed Evie Drake rarely leaves her large, painfully empty house nearly a year after her husband's death in a car crash. Everyone in town, even her best friend Andy, thinks grief keeps her locked inside and Evie doesn't correct them. Meanwhile, in New York City, Dean Tenney, former Major League pitcher and Andy's childhood best friend, is wrestling with what miserable athletes living out their most nightmares called the yips. He can't throw straight anymore, and even worse, he can't figure out why. As the media storm heats up, an invitation from Andy to save in Maine seems like the perfect chance to hit the reset button on Dean's future. When he moves into an apartment at the back of Evie's house, the two make a deal. Dean won't ask about Evie's late husband, and Evie won't ask about Dean's baseball career. Rules, though, have a funny way of being broken, and what starts as an unexpected friendship soon turns into something more. To move forward, Evie and Dean will have to reckon with their past, the friendships they've damaged, the secrets they've kept. But in life, as in baseball, there's always a chance up until the last out.
That sounds really good.
I think I gave it 5 stars. Like, I loved it.
Well, that's
I think it's
good.
gonna be a good summer read.
That does look like
I think it was last
the cover
summer.
looks perfect. I think there's a lobster even on the cover.
I think there is. Yeah.
So like that sounds perfect.
I hope y'all like it.
Yeah, we're hoping we do too. We were trying to decide between that and a thriller, and we decided on a contemporary, just something nice and light. So maybe we'll do a thriller or something.
And I won't be like scrambling to try to finish it at the last minute because I've already done it.
Yay, I'm so excited for that one. We're excited to have Chloe as well, but we have not announced like a day and time for the live show yet. I'm sure it'll be sometime at the end of July.
It's hard to plan something out, that many weeks with everybody.
Yeah, usually we get it planned out before the beginning of the month. We just haven't yet because it's not quite. I think the month has kind of gotten away from us a little bit, and we just had our baby too, so want to give her some time to kind of chill out and do her thing with her baby too. So we'll get it planned and then we'll post on Instagram like normal for our time and everything. And it'll be on Kendra's channel next month. So yay, I'm excited.
Yay.
Well, did you guys have anything else you guys want to say before we hopped off? I think we've been on almost an hour.
Yeah.
I think I'm good. Yeah. Thank you guys who came. Nicole, Chloe, looks like you. Another Nicole. From what I can see, we had a few people. So yay.
Thank y'all so much for asking me to do this. It was been so fun.
Yay. We're really happy to have you.
I was like, oh my gosh, they asked me to do it.
We're so happy to have you. You've been one of my, I think you're my one of my longest booktube friends. So yay. I'm happy that you joined us. So
yay.
All right. Well, I guess we will see everyone later. Bye.
Bye.